NC State will kick off, and that'll get things underway. He'll start the return inside his 5. Slips through the line. Oh, what vision. Wide open, and it's a foot race. He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, USC. He is headed to the sideline with a little bounce in his step after scoring on that kick return.
And he should have some bounce in his step. How about the effort, weaving in and out, covering all that space. Great blocking on the play, and he does the rest. You don't put guys back deep that can't roll. And you can see when he got in the open field, he rolled out.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Bringing it out. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. So NC State's offense takes the field to start this game off. And they're going to have to contend with a secondary that is one of the best in the nation, Jesse.
And they're a complete secondary, too. When you watch them on film, they're very good defending the pass and coverage, and they can play man and zone. But I like them, David, because they're not afraid to put their face in the fan. Everybody in the back end likes to tackle and likes to be physical. That's what makes them special.
Yeah, and it's just an elite group in the back end. Multiple guys that win their individual matchups, which makes it hard to run offense. And this is a group that, yes, they tackle well, they see the football well, they break on it well. You got to worry about the ground game. You better get some kind of deception going against this secondary.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
To the air, it's Foster. Tight end finds a soft spot. He'll make a play on 3rd down. He's got enough for the first as they mark it. 32.
And it's on 3rd downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
NC State with a lot of ground to cover after losing yardage on the last play. Wide receiver comes in motion. A design run for the quarterback. He's going to be able to pick up a few yards before the slide.
And that quarterback can go. Just another guy in another system all across college football. All quarterbacks nowadays, they got so much speed, it's ridiculous.
Man, I'm telling you, that has to be exhausting. Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab. NC State on the move, set up with another 1st down. They'll move the wide receiver. Touch pass on the jet sweep. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down. NC State might think about going for a big one on 2nd and short. He'll ride his man on the option. Quick toss. And they'll ride him down, but not before he picks up the 1st down. And how about the timing on that pitch?
Well, I love the variety in the run game you're seeing from this offense. It's not just going to be conventional handoffs. Won't just be the quarterback, but he's making good decisions. Pitching at that time, that's the right read. And it's not a huge explosive home run type play, but it is enough to help them pick up the 1st down.
He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense. 1st and goal from the 7. NC State with a fresh set of downs thanks to that running game. They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. It's 3rd and goal and a long way from the end zone. Looking downfield, it's Foster. Touchdown, Wolfpack. Snagged in the end zone to give them 6.
a start from this offense. What a drive. Just when they needed a third down conversion, they got it. They put a bunch of plays together, kind of wore the defense out, and in the end, punched it in for 6.
On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So USC's offense will go to work for the first time. And when these two guys are in sync the way they were a week ago, just a nightmare. It's a performance they hope they can repeat this week, Jesse.
And I think a big key in that last game was they linked up a couple times early, had some big plays, and then after that, David, it didn't seem like the quarterback was looking anywhere else. They're going to try and establish that connection and that rhythm early in this one.
And defensively, where is the big fella? Like, I got to identify where he is every single snap and give him some extra.
Oh, it's a fumble. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way. Oh, a lot of space. After that tight first quarter, this second period ought to be a lot of fun. Starting off this quarter, close enough to smell the goal line. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, North Carolina State! The offense did exactly what it needed to do, getting the ball in field position like that.
It's that killer mentality. You step on their throat, you keep your foot down. When you get opportunities like that, they are golden chances to put touchdowns on the board. The offense took care of business.
Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. Makes the catch. It's Cano. Good call, good execution as they move the chains and they have a first down at the 38. They had the perfect play to open the drive, and now they'll snap it again from the 38. Oh, he's got a chance. Just steamrolling the defense. Brought down at the 47-yard line after the 15-yard pickup. From the 47-yard line on 1st and 10. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. The Trojans now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away.
Yeah, and great job by the linebacker understanding what to do in zone coverage. I drop, I take my steps. When that quarterback's feet get set, my feet get set.
Got it in stride inside the 20. He stopped just short of the goal line at the 1. An explosive play has him set up.
You know, there's a lot of communication when it comes to defenses. Like, you have to talk, have to understand if somebody does this, I have to do this. I have to pass off wide receivers. Apparently, the communication was busted.
That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. And the D deny them on 2nd and goal. Trying to power it in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Trojans!
You know, this offense knew coming into the season it was so important for this guy to stay healthy. They needed him week in, week out because he plays at such a high level, and he's shown it here. That last carry was his 10th rushing touchdown of the season.
A 3rd and goal, and this defense feeling energy from the crowd. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Trojans. The extra point here would tie the game.
And that is a huge touchdown for the offense and also a big momentum shifter in this game because now if they kick the extra point, they tie this game, anything could happen.
Out of the end zone. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. The way this game started, you feel as if you have to score a touchdown every time you have it, and now we'll see if they can respond.
Yeah, and I wonder how much pressure that puts on the offense. Jesse, like, you know this is back and forth, and I got to score, and every possession matters so much. What does that do to you as a quarterback?
Well, it puts a lot more pressure on you for sure to feel like I got to make every third down throw. If guys are open vertically down the field, I got to hit them too. We can't let our serve get broken.
NC State has to come up with a big play on 3rd and long. To the air, it's Foster. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9. We'll take a quick break as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the first half. NC State to bring the punt team onto the field. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He just wanted to get it out of there from his end zone. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Wide open downfield. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. Whatever the fastest tempo they have is, that's what they'll use. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks for the first down. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. And the Trojans have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. Let's it go to the end zone. Touchdown, Southern Cal. Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
And he's coming out of the end zone. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. They'll try to answer that last score with one of their own. A chance here to tie the game with a touchdown drive. They take over late and have enough time to put together a drive. Right on the money.
One of the nice things about RPOs is that it's a slow developing mesh between the QB and running back, and that allows these receivers time to get vertically downfield and work their routes. You saw it right there on that play.
It's a fumble! And they were lucky that fumble went out of bounds. They'll maintain possession. Lining up from the 34 on 1st down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Motion from the wide receiver. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Running to Green. Oh, he's got some space. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. Wolfpack with a 1st and 10 here. Running back searching for a hole. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. NC State going up tempo. To the air, it's Foster. And the throw out to the sideline, good for a few.
I think sometimes offensively, you've got to have a bit more awareness of where you are in the field. You've got to feel yourself getting close to the boundary, and you've got to settle down. That guy looked like he was a little bit out of control, and as a result, that throw took him out of bounds for no gain.
He's finally shoved out of bounds at the 23-yard line, and a big pickup on that one. Inside the 25, they'll snap it from the 24, 1st down. Rides the back on the option to give. Got it into the red zone, dragged down at the 18-yard line. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. He's knocked down a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, the offense is trying to go with a trick play, and they're dialing up the reverse, but the defense had great eye discipline. They tracked the football from the running back to the receiver, and they were able to rally to him and make a big tackle for a loss.
Finds his big tight end. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a 1st down. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. So they are denied a touchdown on this drive, but they'll try to put up a 3-spot before the break. The holder will put it down on the right hash, a 33-yard try. And this one is perfect. That'll bring him to within 4. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, one of the best environments in the game, and Raleigh has given us a fun first half.
And he's going to try to return this one. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. If they're going to get on top in this game, they're going to have to find a way to get the running game. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line.
Play-action pass success has a lot to do with selling that fake. You could tell defense was not buying it, got in the backfield, got the big play.
He's got his man, makes the grab. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. Dropping back, it's Foster. Finds his tight end.
What a snag. How about that catch, man? When he threw the football, you're like, no, don't throw it. But the big fella says, it's my ball. I don't care if anybody's near me. He'll make the catch. That tight end just earned some money.
And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. Looking to throw on first down. Got it in the middle, it's Prince. Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks. The Trojans in a good spot here with second and short. On the run, it's Cano. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
That's caught. It's Cano. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
And listen, I know that wasn't a huge gain. It was positive, but I like doing more of that in today's college football. I'm just going to try to give my playmakers a chance to do damage in space away from all the big boys inside.
This offense has to get this guy the ball in as many ways as possible. He showed you all of his tools on that last play.
And the Trojans have this offense rolling. To the ground with the back. Getting work done on the ground. He's pulled down at the 14-yard line. Operating in the red zone here on second down. Here's the handoff. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown USC. And they take it in for 6 more points.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. They come out now down by 2 possessions, 28-17, and hoping to use this drive to draw closer. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line?
Another tough run for this offense, and I think a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now is they just haven't been able to get this guy going. They've tried to give him the ball a lot. It just hasn't paid off, but you get the feeling, too, if they are going to crawl back in this one, they need him to break one off, and it just takes one play for this guy. Don't be impatient. You got to keep giving him the football.
And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. Under fire. Everybody needs a little luck, and the offense just got it by falling on that fumble.
Good awareness by the offense. You never want to see the ball on the ground, but a nice job understanding just kind of jump on it and make sure you keep possession.
So from his own end zone, the punt is away. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. He uncorks a bullet to the right. And the throw downfield winds up incomplete, and there's a good reason for that. This guy was being mugged by the defender.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referee's caught it.
Boy, as a defense, you hate to just hand out first downs on a penalty. Fires to the wideout. Got it in the middle. It's Prince. The tackle is made, but he's got it first and goal from the 6.
It's a nice play call there. You've got 2-possession lead. You're trying to keep the defense guessing, right? Because you've got that lead, they know you're going to run it, but you still have got to be able to sprinkle in some shot plays and some vertical throws. That was really, really good thinking on that last play call by the offense.
1 quarter to go, and Mike, we have the makings of a classic fourth-quarter finish. They give him the rock again on 2nd and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Trojans. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row. And he did make that extra point, no issue with the treacherous footing.
Hey, Reese, that's 3 for the young fella. I mean, this dude's smelling the end zone. Anytime he gets near it, you know he's going to lower his shoulder, do whatever it takes to get in the end zone. The hat trick, the 3rd touchdown.
North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Finds his man in the middle. Tackled almost immediately. They're well short of the first down. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Dropping back, it's Foster. Caught near the sidelines. He'll pick up a few before going out of bounds.
Well, that's great timing by the quarterback and receiver on that out route. If you're going to be running that against man coverage like they were there, that ball has to be thrown early, and it's got to be thrown out in front of the receiver, and they execute it perfectly.
It's complete to the left. He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. And some room to work. He'll move it up to the 37-yard line, and it'll be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on 1st down. He's going to run it. There he goes. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the hit. A nifty pickup there. NC State quick to the line.
And this is the hard part about being on defense and choosing whether we can...
Can't find the man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Hauls it in. They bring him down right at the 45. Not enough to move the sticks, but maybe close enough to go for it here on 4th. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. Shoved out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 15-yard line, and this offense is doing work. Maybe this will breathe a little life into this offense, which has been flatlined in the 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Looking to pass inside the red zone. Finds his big tight end. That completion takes them down to the 7-yard line, and they are ready to strike. Back to pass, it's Foster. Rushes on him. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. Oh, they're after him. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again. On 4th down, going to the air. Intercepted deep in his own end.
And that's a really good job by the defense. The situation of football. It's 4th down. It's late in the game. You got a multi-possession lead. Take away all the deep stuff. Make them force the football into coverage. They do, and they stamp this game.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. They'll knock him down after a pickup of 1 to the 18.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand.
Picked off. What a way to set him up. No room to return, but no problem after making a play like that, and they'll have it at the 25. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some positive.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, you know, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if we just ran the details to the right route, hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's why they call it a game of inches, David, but I'll say this. If you're on offense, don't go on social media this week. It ain't going to be pretty after this performance. You've got to lock in. You got to take the week of practice very seriously and find those positives that you can build off, David, that you're talking about.
Looking to pass. It's Foster. He's got the tight end. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. Going to swing it on second down. Forced out of the pocket. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half. A first down run on the doorstep. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, NC State!
Nice job by the offense going down the field, putting points on the board, but you're still down a couple possessions. Still need some good things to happen. You need your kicker to go over there and get warmed up. We need an onside. We need to score some points. We need a lot of things to go right to win this football game.
Well, they try to go onside kick, but better job by the hands team falling on the football.
And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. The defense made a play with that interception to set them up. Now to see if they can cash it in. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. You got to believe they just want to run it, take care of the football, and keep that clock moving on 2nd and 9. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. The Wolfpack faithful screaming at the top of their lungs, desperate for a third down stop. Finds his man, it's Prince. All the way down to the 27-yard line before they get him out of bounds, and this offense is threatening. The Trojans will have it 1st and 10. Wants to throw on first down. Moves around to clear up the vision. Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be 2nd down.
And sometimes you see great shooters and they get on fire and they just can't miss. And that's what this QB looks like the last couple weeks, man. Just completion.
Turning it on. Got some room entered the goal line. Touchdown Trojans. Hauled that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score. Starting to see some smiles on that sideline as they're close to a Week 10 victory.
And how about it? Everyone getting involved, getting the big tight end involved. This offense has done an unbelievable job scoring points. This defense has had no answers. Just keep it rolling, offense.
And he's coming out of the end zone. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. To the air, it's Foster. Here's the pressure. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. Pressure coming. He's taking a deep shot. And just not enough field to hold that one. It's incomplete. NC State has work to do to convert this 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Here comes the heat. Didn't have much of a choice, just had to... that one away. It'll be 4th down.
This defense has just been all over this guy all game long. Under pressure. They're finding a way to get to him and affect his rhythm. Of course, they have an interception in this game. That's why they've got a big lead here in the...
Intercepted, to set him up. Going the other way, and he's got room. Touchdown, Southern Cal. The defense does the work itself with a pick six. They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10.
Yeah, how about that, man? Fourth down, trying to go make a play, get this offense going, get it sparked, get some points on the board, and that couldn't have gone any worse. They throw the pick, and not only that, they return it all the way back for 6. That offense just shot themselves right in the foot.
Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. Good news, I guess. A lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. Wants to go up top on first down. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9. They get the timeout, and the clock reads 3 seconds. It's second and long now as this defense has some energy after that last sack. Here's a throw downfield late. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Well, this one had all the suspense of a bug hurtling his way toward a windshield, and they did.